Okay, um, good day, traders. I hope everyone is doing well, depending on which part of the world you are in. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the previous video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the previous video. So, in today's video, we're gonna be looking at support and resistance and swing points, so that we're able to identify the points in the markets where price can potentially turn from. Yeah, so as you can clearly see, this is a chart for Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. And before I go any further, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment in the comment section below, so that you keep on getting more educational content like this, and let us know which things that you would want to be seeing on the channel. Yeah, so as you can clearly see here, this is Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. So last time we talked about trends, uptrends and downtrends. So today we're going to be looking at potential support areas and resistance areas, and also swing points where price could potentially turn from. Yeah, so as you can see, this is our chart. So the first thing that I would recommend each and every one of you, if let's say if you want to get a precise point where you would want to draw your lines from of area of support and resistance, you first turn your chart into a line chart. Okay, into a line chart, so that you have a clear understanding or see where price potentially turns from. So for those that don't know what support and resistance is, support is where price bounces from. Let's say, let's give an example. If the way it was coming down like this, price bounce from this point. This creates our area of support. This creates our area of support because price failed to push below this area and rallied to the upside. Resistance is where, let's say, like this, where price failed to go beyond this area, price failed to push to the upside and went down like this. So these are areas of support and resistance. So these are points that we would refer in the future in case price reaches there. There's a possibility that price might go to the downside or to the upside, depending on which side you've observed, which is either support or resistance. So first you turn this into line chart. As you can clearly see, I've turned it from there. So the line chart, the reason why I recommend the line chart is, as you can see, the line chart does not include candle wicks. It only includes prices at which the candles closed from. Only the prices where the candles closed from. That's the only thing that will reflect on the chart. In this way, we're going to have a proper understanding on how or where price was turning from in the chart. So let's see. As you can clearly see here, all these are turning points. This point there, here, here as well, here, there, just like that. So I'm sure most of you know that when a point of interest, let's say resistance, has been broken, in most cases it tends to become our area of support, like that. Tends to become our area of support. The opposite is true, where our area of support, if it's broken, it becomes the area of resistance. Yeah, so those are some of the basic things that you will find in the markets. If you don't know about this, then you can comment down below so that I see how I can help you. Yeah, so as you can clearly see, this is our point of interest. Yeah, so we are looking for areas where markets tend from, so that in the future we look for reference if price can show us whether price is willing to continue to the upside or not. So in this case, this is our first point. This is how you do it. See, I've put it at the top of these line charts. Same thing here. As you can see, this point here, it acted as support, and you saw price broke through this point and came to act as resistance here. Same thing, up, then here it came to that point. As you can see, you can clearly see it came here. Same concept here. You could have entered on break and retest at this point here, targeted few pips till this point here. You can clearly see this point here, it turned from resistance to support there, of which it rallied few pips. You would have gotten, this is daily, this is a daily chart, you would have gotten some nice pips there. You can clearly see price was at a resistance level here, formed resistance, it couldn't push to the upside. Then it broke and came to retest. It went up. Then, as you can see, it came down again at this point. It went up, broke this point. You see, retest, which this was a nice fake out, trapping traders. Went and just like that. So you can clearly see these points. These are the turning points of the markets. You use them as points of reference when price is about to approach these levels. It's not always, or rather, do not be subjective that price is always gonna come to this point and react. You have to be flexible in what you are doing, other than being rigid that price has reached at a level, then you just do anything that you want. No, don't work like that, because you're gonna make terrible mistakes in the markets. So you have clearly seen here, I've identified my points of interest. So the line chart, as I told you guys, that the line chart gives you a clean picture of the points where price was turning from in the markets. So if I change this to the candlestick, you can clearly see how price was reacting. See? You see? All the points that I've highlighted, all the turning points that I highlighted, you can clearly see them. You see, when, let's give an example, if like this, if price was here, you can clearly see here, it had created a level of resistance, then price broke through, it came to retest at this point, then it went up, then it failed to create a new higher high. Like I told you guys that whenever you are looking in an uptrend, you have to be looking for a series of higher highs and higher lows. As you can see here, a high was created here, a higher low was created here, or rather should I say a low was created at this point, but a higher high is missing. So this tells us that the trend is changing. It's about to change. As you can see at this point here, indeed we changed the trend. Look at what happened. Price continued going down. Started creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, just like that. As you can clearly see, that's how everything was happening here. So it's very, very important. As you can see, I also highlighted these points of interest using the line chart. So if I go to the smaller time frame, let's say H4, you can be able to see everything clearly on how price was reacting on this smaller time frame. You can see how price reacted when it touched that line, went up. Here it was almost started it. The bullish pressure was sort of like exhausting, but it continued to the upside. So you have to wait to see what's going to happen in these other levels. Same thing here, same concept everywhere. You can clearly see how price was reacting in these areas. So it's very, very important that you guys understand these concepts. These concepts, they can make you very profitable if you really are consistent in what you are doing. Yeah. So if you're not consistent, trust me, you're not gonna make any progress in the markets. You can also try another pair. Let's say Australian dollar card. Yeah, let's see Australian dollar card. Australian dollar card. Australian dollar card. You can see it. Let's see. You can clearly see it that price was moving in an uptrend here. If you turn it into a line chart, you can clearly see identify the turning points. See? So these points, like I said, they can help you identify structural points, even the same higher highs and higher lows. If you are not able to identify them on a candlestick chart, I highly recommend you guys to be using the line charts. The line charts, they can help you greatly to identify the structural points or the potential areas where price has been failing to push to the upside or the downside. You can use these points here. Everything you can use these points here. Use these points here. See, there was actually a fake out at this point. There was actually a fake out. Then let's see. There was a fake out there, taking stop losses and taking out stop losses and taking out buy stops in this area. Same here. There were actually manipulation. Actually, manipulation is also very vital to wait for candle closes. See? You can clearly see here. You see after I drew this, see after I drew the areas of support and resistance using the line chart, you can clearly see what was happening. Price came in this point, bounced, came to this point, fake out, price entered the range again. All this was manipulation, fake out. Even here, it was also a fake out until price went into the intended direction. So it's very, very critical and very vital information that you guys need to know, because you can clearly see here all these are areas of liquidity, of which it's another topic that we're going to touch some other time. Yeah, see, all these areas, buy stops were activated, and stop losses for those who are shorting in this area, they were activated. All of them were activated. A lot of people lost money in this process. A lot of people lost money in this process. Even here, it's the same concept. Here, it's the same concept. So that's how we draw support and resistance. It's very much advisable. You can draw using the line chart. If you want, let's give an example. Let's say you can actually draw them as zones. You see, here in this area, zones. These are areas which are we call support and resistance. If you want, you can cover them like this as zones. Okay, yeah, you can cover them as zones, and if you cover them like zones, you can clearly see how manipulation works. If you see all of them, all of these, the candles haven't really been closing above this area. You can clearly see all these are liquidity spikes in these areas. Even here, all the stops were hit, all the sell stops were activated, and price came back into this range just like that. So very important information, guys. You can see how price has been bouncing in these areas that I drew on the line chart. Very critical areas and very vital. Just make sure that you keep on practicing to identify these same areas. Identify the same areas of where price can potentially turn from, and you should be very careful to be observing such kind of manipulation that happens in these areas. You can clearly see all these are areas where money lies in. There's money here, there's money here, there's also money down these areas. So you need to be very, very careful as a trader, and make sure that you follow those all those steps that I highlighted. And if you have got any questions, guys, you can comment in the comment section below, or you can contact any of the admins of the Forex Panther Empire for those who are in our Telegram group. But if you are not in our Telegram group, it's still fine. You can just comment in the comment section below, then we'll get back to you as soon as possible. If there isn't anything that you're not clear of, you can inform us in the comment section below, then we'll try to clarify for you. Have a good day, traders. Hope everyone is doing well. Take care. We'll see you in the other video.